the fifth point, again very important, that is cellular organization. Now the cellular organization, it is most common, that is you can say two enveloped condition. What is the enveloped condition? Two enveloped means, suppose this is the cell of the protista, it have the cell membrane, and second there are so many cellular organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, or in the case of phytoplankton they have the plastid. All these cellular organelles are surrounded by the membrane. So that is the second type of the membrane. Number one is the outer membrane, and these are the organelles membrane. That's why it is called two enveloped condition. The two enveloped, that is the outer membrane, one membrane surround the cell, and second is the organelles membrane which surround the cellular organelles like the mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and so on. Now, next point is again very important, that is cell organelles. The cell organelles means membrane bounded cell organelles. Number one, it means all these cellular organelles like mitochondria, chloroplast in the case of phytoplanktons, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. They have the cell membrane, and that cell membrane consists with the help of the lipid as well as proteins. So the cellular organelles are always membrane bounded. Seventh character, that is the respiration. It is again the most important topic, that is respiration. All the protistants shows aerobic type of respiration. A very rare example which shows the anaerobic type of respiration, because most of the examples which show the anaerobic respiration in the kingdom monerans, but in the case of protistants, most of the animals or most of the organisms shows aerobic type of respiration, where the food material get oxidized in the presence of oxygen and they release energy which is utilized by the organisms. Now the character next one is the flagella. Again very important character, that's the flagellation. In Monera there are lots of examples which have in the flagella. And in the case of Protestants, there are again there are many examples having the flagella. But the most difference between the flagellation in the monerans as well as Protestants. In the monerans, we are explaining the flagella in monera that consists with the help of a special protein that is called flagellin. Again, in the case of monera, the flagella consists with the help of a special protein that is called flagellin. And the arrangement of that flagellin fibers, that is 9:1. But in the case of flagellation in the Protestants, first of all, flagella consists with protein that is called tubulin. That is called tubulin. This is the difference between the flagellation in monerans and flagellation in Protestants. And the ratio, or you can say arrangement, that is 9:2. That is called 11 system. Now, where in the monerans, that is the 10 system of arrangement, but in the Protestants they are called 11 standard. That is called 11 standard. So that is the most important part, that is the protein in the Protestants, that is tubulin. Now, the next characteristics of the Protestants, that is the reproduction. There are lots of characteristics, like the locomotion also is there. They have the false pseudopodia or the true pseudopodia, or the cilia like the projections which help in the locomotion. So, locomotion is another part, but the last topic which I have completed or concluded, that is the reproduction. Most of the Protestants shows asexual as well as sexual type of reproduction. Now, asexual reproduction, it may be fragmentation by budding method, which we learned in earlier classes as well in my earlier videos. Sexual reproduction, no doubt, is the just type of the conjugation, means fusion between the two cells or fusion between the two different type of the genome to form a new daughter cells, that is called the sexual type of reproduction. So in the case of Protestants, there are two type of the reproductions are shown, that the asexual type of reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. But the most important, if the not for the asexual, for the sexual, that is important. Sexual reproduction takes place in the Protestants, but embryo cannot form. Right? This is the most common, most important point, that is sexual reproduction takes place in the Protestants, but the embryo development cannot take place in the Protestants. They are directly converted, and this shows meiosis. This shows meiosis. which cannot occurs in the monorails. So these are the common or general characteristics of the Protistants. So watch this video, like them and subscribe, and also press the bell icon, and I will explain the next topic in my next video. Thank you. Be cheer up.